why we have been fighting so hard for so long to provide these organic foods that cleanse, that detoxify, that nourish the body, can move you from that state of just surviving. What you just described is so perfect for, like, people are just surviving through life. And I have said so many times, I don't think we were put on this planet to just survive. I think that we were put on this planet to thrive and to live every day as free thinking, free individuals. But we're just not allowed to do that with this standard American diet that is being shoved down our throats and advertised to us, marketed to our children. That is the affordable food out there in the market. And so that's why we want to do something about it. And we have been doing something about it for all these years, making these kind of food choices where you don't have to go down that path, where you can get nutrient dense, high quality food that can move your needle from that survival state into actually thriving, into actually, I'm going to go so far as say, really living. Because those people that you were describing walking around Walmart, are they really living?
But before we get started, folks, make sure you hit the pause button. Okay, go down below. There's a Rumble link. Go over to Rumble and follow us over there. QFS1776.com is, without question, the holy grail of what's to come. Gold and silver. Welcome to CarminesGold.com. Don't waste not even a second looking. Cheaper prices just don't exist. How important is it for you to own gold and silver right now? What does it mean to me personally? There's an economy that's about to crash beyond what words can explain. In 5 words, I'm going to educate you on gold and silver. Are you ready? You need to own some. Simple. Well, good afternoon, folks. We got Amy Venner. Amy happens to be, I asked her, I said, are you second in command? Because they're both company owners. I figured they probably get equal rights or what have you, but she is one of the co-founders of this wonderful company we call Purium, which is highly, highly, highly organic. And they got the machines to test all the food to make sure none of the poisons get into the food, because every company out there, I don't care if you go to the local supermarket, even the organic supermarkets have a trace of some nonsense in there that you don't want in your body. I know that the company was started many, many years ago, and supposedly you had a little bit of some stuff on your face, little pimples and stuff. And Dave said, hey, you should drink some of this green stuff. And then later on, Ian Ferrara gets into the picture, and Ian said, hey, this is a great product. You guys should think about going network marketing. You guys think about maybe going affiliate marketing so that we could spread the word a lot faster and pay out a little commissions, etc. And voila, they were off to the races. And today it's a big company, but it's not as big as it should be. Amy, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm doing amazing. I really appreciate you having me on today.
Yes. Tell us how the company got started, how you and Dave met. Tell us about the fact that you had a few pimples and he said, hey, drink this green stuff. And then the pimples started going away. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got to roll back the clocks 30 years ago, actually. And, Dave had just started the company. Dave had just founded the company because he has such a heart and such a passion to help people and provide solutions. And so I happened to be 19 years old. I was a teenager. I was working at a health food store in Texas at the time, and I went to a trade show. So Dave and I ended up at the same trade show in Austin, Texas, this health food store trade show. And I was really apprehensive even going to the trade show because I had been dealing with some pretty severe pimples, acne. Not only was it, affecting my skin, but it had really affected my self-esteem. It had really affected my kind of teenage years. And I had just begun to close doors on opportunities because I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't feel good about myself. And so anyway, I end up here at this trade show. I'm standing there with my boss. This man approaches me and just flat out says, I happen to notice you've got some issues going on with your skin. Of course, that didn't really make me happy at the time. I sort of wanted to crawl under the table, but I was really desperate for a solution because I'd been to doctors, I had taken antibiotics, I had done creams and all types of things that it just hadn't worked. And so I was open to a solution. Dave began to tell me about this product that he had created that could cleanse, it could detoxify, it could bring green vegetable nutrition into one's diet on an easy, easy and convenient basis. And I listened. I went home. I began to take the product, and I was really taken aback about how effective it was. And everything Dave said was going to happen began to happen. And just in a matter of days and weeks, I had begun to cleanse, detoxify, inflammation was lessening, the redness was lessening, the pimples were lessening. And then, 2, 3 weeks, a couple months into it, not only did I not find myself in a downward spiral, not feeling good about myself, but I found myself in such a upward spiral. I didn't even know what was happening. Such profound changes had happened to me in the way I felt about myself. I realized that it became my calling to get this message out to the world. These changes were so profound for me personally. And that's when I locked arms with Dave Sandoval. I moved from this tiny town in Texas out to Long Beach, California. That was in 1995, and we have been doing this together ever since. So literally 30 years doing this together.
Awesome. Now I understand he's a little bit of a control freak. Are you also a little bit control freak when it comes to? So I don't know how you would have two control freaks working under the same environment. That'd be a little bit tough, you know. But I gotta tell you, the products are head and shoulders, as far as I'm concerned, above, because there's so many choices out there. There's it's the free enterprise system. There's a million choices. So why should somebody pick Purium? Why Purium? Why is Purium so good? Explain to them what is behind the passion.
Yeah, well, I love that. And yes, we are both control freaks. And Dave taught me so much about the importance of purity, potency, these quality standards. They were things that the genesis is from Dave. Dave started the company. The genesis is from Dave, and I resonated with it. I realized the truth in it, and then I became a champion for it. And so in the early days, it was Dave's idea, and I was the person behind the scenes, getting everything done. And then later on, the reins kind of like passed, years and years later. But why someone should love Purium and know that we are the highest quality products out there on the market is that, first of all, we're still privately held, and we make these foods for ourselves. We consume these foods for ourselves every single day. This is the staple, the basis of my diet, my family's diet, Dave's family's diet. So we consume all the foods that we make. And when you make food for someone that you love, and you put your love and your care and compassion into it, so that's our love, our care, compassion goes into everything that we do, because we have 30 years experience manufacturing. We know how to manufacture a quality product. We were championing organic, certified organic. We were championing non-GMO before anybody out there even knew what that was. We were on the forefront of getting facilities certified GMP to cut out the riffraff. And so the consumer could have something to trust. And, I show up at the facility every day, almost every day. I run the facility, I oversee the facility. I, along with Dave, have built the facility from the ground up. Dave made the formulas. I was his research assistant at the time, years and years ago. And we care. I really think that's the difference, because we own this company. We can put our heart and what our vision into it, and it's not just the bottom line and ROI driving the decisions. It's the quality, it's the things that we care about, it's where our heart aligns. That's why we have this company, and that's why we've been working so hard for 30 years to get this message out.
Well, I tell you, I've been taking the product for over a year and a half almost, and I feel like I'm getting younger. Look, first of all, I want to address the
Yeah.
sunglasses. The sunglasses are not because I want to look cool. My eyes are very, very cool, but because everything is designed to poison you, and the radiation that comes off these screens, my eyes start to tear for your audience. And so I wear sunglasses not to be cool because I'm cool without them, believe me. Uh, but
Yes.
uh, but let's get back to the product. Look, I mean, look, I'm going to be 61. You believe that? Can you imagine? I'm going to be 60.
No,
When I look at myself
no,
on camera, I don't see 61. I see
no.
32, 34. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I love the products. I love what they do to me. My clarity of thinking now, the pineal clear, which is awesome. The vivid dreams. I mean, you don't want to know some of the dreams I had. It's pretty. They're pretty wild. Okay, we can't say those dreams on camera. Okay, but
Okay.
okay, so we will leave that for another time. But anyway, needless to say, when I came to the convention and learned so much from all the different speakers you had there and the glyphosates and the Roundup, I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was bad on that level. You feeling me? And so when I realized that, I'm like, holy moly, this is the reason why when you go to Walmart and Kmart and Target and you look around, people are walking around like in a zombie-like state because they're sick from the food they're eating. They're going on prescription drugs that don't work. And people they're got missing teeth. They got shirts that they've owned for years with holes in it. They look like hell. I'm like, it's like in a zombie apocalyptic situation that you're in. And you're like, how did we get here? How do we
Right.
allow America to get here? I think it was by design. I think it was intentional. I mean, what do you think? I mean, do you think that there is an agenda behind the scenes?
I absolutely think there is agenda behind the scenes. I think big agriculture, the chemicals that feed the agricultural industry, I think the pharmaceutical industry, traditional medical industry. I think that when people are walking around in that zombie state, that they're not free thinking, they're not using their voice, they're subdued, and so I feel like a certain amount of control is being had over society with these foods. The standard American diet has been sort of dosed out to the public to get people into this zombie state where they're not free thinking, and they're just going to kind of move with the masses because they don't have any energy to do anything else, and they don't have clarity of thought. So I absolutely think that it's been done by design. I think it maybe started out for convenience. It maybe started out with that not being the intended consequence. But unfortunately, I think that things got misconstrued somewhere along the way. Someone found the power in it, and then that power was used for something that I personally do not agree with, and that is why we have been fighting so hard for so long to provide these organic foods that cleanse, that detoxify, that nourish the body, can move you from that state of just surviving. What you just described is so perfect for, like, people are just surviving through life. And I have said so many times, I don't think we were put on this planet to just survive. I think that we were put on this planet to thrive and to live every day as free thinking, free individuals. But we're just not allowed to do that with this standard American diet that is being shoved down our throats and advertised to us, marketed to our children. That is the affordable food out there in the market. And so that's why we want to do something about it. And we have been doing something about it for all these years, making these kind of food choices where you don't have to go down that path, where you can get nutrient dense, high quality food that can move your needle from that survival state into actually thriving, into actually, I'm going to go so far as say, really living. Because those people that you were describing walking around Walmart, are they really living, Mel? Are they really living? Or
No.
are they just kind of going through life, going through the motions? And I want people to live. I want people to thrive.
Yeah.
And that's what inclusion of these foods do, is
Yeah.
it gets you back to living.
Yeah. I was sitting on the sofa in a lobby at a hotel that we're thinking about doing a quantum summit, that you and Dave are both invited to come as speakers to introduce your company to the world, because I think you should be much bigger than what you are, and I believe you will be. And I'm sitting there with my coworker Santi, and I said, Santi, look at these people. Every one of them they're online checking out. Every one of them is completely out of shape. Everybody's got a belly. They look like hell. They look sick. We didn't get here because they wanted to be that. They got there because someone else is in control of what you're ingesting. I believe that wholeheartedly. Now, you not only believe that you got the best product in the world, and I believe you do, but you actually back it up with a 60-day money back guarantee. Tell us about that.
We sure do, because we put our money where our mouth is. We walk the talk, talk the walk, all of that. You know, integrity is something that is extremely important. It is one of our company core values, is integrity. And that's where this money back guarantee comes from. And we know that if you put these products into your body, change is going to happen. I mean, so much profound change happened to me that I picked up from this tiny town in Texas, and I move out to the giant big city of California. Talk about culture shock. But that's how motivated, that's the kind of profound change happens. And if for some reason it doesn't work for you, or you're not ready for that change, because sometimes we do have to be ready, right, Mel? We have to be ready for that kind of change. We have a 60-day money back guarantee because we know it works for those that put it into their body and have the will and desire to want to move into that thriving, living state of life. And so we love that we have this 60-day money back guarantee.
And when you shop at Purium, you go to I Shop Purium. Amber will leave the links down below. You use the promo code Mel Carmine altogether, not separate, because then you won't get the special, and you'll get the $50 off or $25% off if it's $250 or more of an order. You want to do that because, see, they're going to give you your money back if the product doesn't work. I think they're standing behind their product, so you might want to ingest that product for a couple of months, and if it's not everything they say it is, you could just send it back, and they'll give you all your money back, no questions asked, end the story. Nobody gets hurt. So what do you got to lose except maybe get healthy? You know what I mean? I mean, that's
Exactly.
a hell of a concept, you know? So,
Exactly.
so what do you see for Purium next? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years? So I think we're onto something. I think this product needs to go mainstream through podcasting, because the new mainstream is not mainstream like CNN, and those guys don't want you to be healthy. Let me make that perfectly clear to you. Okay. They want you to be sick and on psychotropic drugs and on toothpaste that's got, fluoride and glyphosates and all kinds of stuff in it. Right. So you want to get healthy, you want to get the right stuff in so that the right stuff happens, right? And we're going to take them mainstream through the social media, through the new mainstream media, which is us, the ex pizzeria impresario, the ex limousine driver, the ex champion boxer, the ex whatever. Okay. We have become the mainstream. We are bigger when you compare us to mainstream media, we are bigger than them by a factor of 100, and we're not letting up. We're going to get bigger. So we're going to get them bigger by default, because we got to get the truth out to the people. That's the important thing. The truth. Did you ever hear something called truth, Amy? I mean, what a concept. To really know the truth for once, right? Instead of all this nonsense and all these lies that have been going on for eons. I love the passion. I see that your people, your distributors are very, very into the product, because they're ingesting the product. They know what the product is doing for them. That's why the excitement level just happens. It's just like, sort of like by default, you take the product, you become excited. Oh, I feel better. Oh, my joints are feeling better. Oh, great. Then, let's keep going. See, the body has a way of talking to you when you put good stuff in. The body said, hey, dude, or do that, whatever it is you're putting in, keep putting that stuff, and we like that. Let's go, So I love it. Where do you see the company in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? How big do you want to see it get, and how will we sacrifice, for example, compensation plan or product quality? Because I don't think you want to go that route. I spoke to Dave, your partner. He doesn't seem to want to go that route. I know that there's been big, people with big pockets wanting to buy you out, and they want to sacrifice the compensation plan. They want to sacrifice the product quality. And you said no, not only no, but hell no, and get the hell out of here, right? So tell us a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, so I mean, as you pointed out earlier, Dave Sandoval, control freak. I'm pretty controlling myself. And so that's why we are going to maintain control of this company so we can maintain control of the supply. We can maintain control of the compensation plan. And we're not looking to go into big box stores because, we are a manufacturer. In the early days, we manufactured for other companies. We have proof. We have set in the back room that these buyers and purchasers for these big corporate conglomerates, their job is just to get the price to be less, to make more profits for the organization. And so what has to happen for that to occur? You have to cut the quality at some point. My grandmother used to say, you can't get blood out of a turnip,
Yeah.
and so you got to cut somewhere. And so us being the manufacturer for these other people, they would say, well, cut the quality. We don't care. We have to save, a dollar off the price or whatever it may be. And I mean, Dave and I were just looking at each other going, really?
Right.
Really? Like, we know what your bottom line is. What is going on here? And Dave and I made a pact with each other when we went in to direct sales, network marketing, affiliate marketing 20 years ago, that's not the way it was going to be. We're the manufacturer. We control it. Quality will always come first. In fact, like that's in our name where Purium Premium comes together. It's all about quality.
Mhm.
And that's just who we are as people, because these products are for us. They're for our families. They're to take away human suffering where we can with the inclusion, the daily inclusion of this high quality nutrition, and let the body do what it's meant to do. God and Mother Nature made this incredible thing called our body.
Mhm.
And we just haven't taken very good care of it. The truth of the matter is that we take better care of our cars oftentimes by thinking about the grade of gasoline that we put into it than we take care of our bodies, because we are putting lower than low grade gasoline for the most part into our bodies, and we're not even thinking about it. And so it's just my passion over the next 1, 2, 5, 10 years is to get this message out wide and far, to bring awareness and to also bring a solution, And I promise you, we will not scale this ever past the point that we have to compromise our quality, because that's just not who we are as people.
Awesome. And I got to tell you, they always get you with the packaging. They spend more money on the packaging and the design, and they make it look like it's something fancy. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of junk inside the box. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And recently I was watching my good friend Nino Rodriguez about 2 days ago, but he had a gentleman on his show 2 days ago. And this guy is on TikTok. And this guy goes on the supermarkets. He knows how to read the labels. He's got a PhD on reading labels and explaining to you what each ingredient is and what it does to you. And like he's looking at, for example, almond milk, which I always used almond milk. Now I don't even bother because I don't have time to read labels. I got to be honest with you. I just use plain old filtered water. Okay. And it works just fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so the reality is, it's like this guy's reading 20 different bottles of almond milk, and he's saying only 2 of them are not poisonous out of 20. This is crazy. Don't you think?
It is. It's totally crazy, because these items are being marketed as healthy, right?
Yes.
Like we think, oh, we're getting almond milk, we're making such a better choice. And yes, it's a better choice, but we're still still being deceived. We're still being deceived. And so many of the companies that are in that quote health food space have been bought out by corporate conglomerates. You can look back over the past 5, 7, 10 years, and you can see the companies that started out as mom and pop, husband and wife, whatever, brother and sister companies doing it grassroots and maintaining and holding that quality line that have sold over and over and over again. And then you see these brands that you used to just be able to buy in the health food store. They suddenly are appearing in our big box stores. They're appearing in our mainstream grocery stores. They're also being compromised with all these chemicals that you just mentioned that this guy is pointing out. Because what are they trying to do? They're trying to preserve the shelf life. They're trying to be more profitable, because it's profits that are typically the number one driver in a business. Of course, we have to make money to stay in business. But when it's the number one driver and there's venture capital and whatever else behind there, and you're beholden to that, that's what drives you. And I just want to emphasize one more time, that's the difference, because Dave and I's hearts and integrity and honesty as people are the driver here at Purium. And that's why I think people should believe in us. The products speak for themselves. When they use the product, the benefits, the way they feel will speak for themselves. But there's a lot of junk out there on the market. You really do have to be careful. But with Purium, we're doing all that diligence for you up front.
Yeah. Well, the people by taking the Purium product, especially if your diet is a riot, you know what I mean? It behooves you to really move over and say, let's try something different. Let's see if I feel different in 2 months or 3 months or what have you. But the reality is, look, I happen to be one of these guys, Amy, that I believe we could live to be 1,000 years old. Call me weird, call me whatever. We have a healing center with frequency technology, which they basically, put Raymond Royal Rife in prison because it worked. Okay. And they got rid of Nikolai Tesla because he had frequency technology that worked. Okay. We have that frequency technology that was downloaded to Dr. Sandra Michael Rose here in Cape Canaveral, which works. So when you combine the two things and your body needs to be 90 millivolts. When your body's 80, 90 millivolts, disease cannot set in. When the body is at 20 millivolts, disease sets in. And if you want to continue to eat Cabal products, your body will go to 20 millivolts and disease will set in, and they'll get rid of your butt. Okay. Because look, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people out there that don't want to see you survive. They want this planet for themselves. They think that they own us. They think that they own the future. Okay. And I'm here to tell you and send a message to those guys that they don't. Okay. Oh. They don't own the future and they don't own us. We're going to win this war. Come hail over hot water, whatever it takes. And, starting with eating the right stuff and waking up in the morning where your brain is working just like the ex-pizza guy, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, So, look, we have to do whatever it takes to win, and it takes all of us. I'm glad that you came to the show. I knew that we were going to capture lightning in a bottle for some reason. I have no idea why I thought that, but we did. And, I'm sure that you'll come to the show again. Any last words or anything that I possibly didn't ask you that I should have asked you regarding the product or the company that I may have forgotten?
I mean, thank you so much for having me on. It's been such an honor. I mean, we are here. We are not going anywhere. We are committed to this network marketing affiliate business model. It's who we are. It's how we get these products out to the world by podcasters such as you sharing this message. And we have a heart to help people. If I could just end that, we have a heart to help people. I love that you talked about the vibration because yes, I agree with everything that you said there. And these foods you feel it. Some people actually call our green drink liquid sunshine. Mm-hmm. And you know that going out and standing in the sunshine, putting your feet in the grass, being connected to the earth, that's a way to raise the vibration. And so lots of people call drinking this green drink liquid sunshine. You're really ingesting the chlorophyll that was made through the plants from the sun, and you're really just going to feel great. So our heart is here to help people, and the way we're doing it is with the highest quality, nutrient dense nutrition. We have an incredible 90-day way. You give us 60-day money back guarantee, but you give us 90 days, we're going to create healthy habits that truly will change your life and the trajectory, not only of your physical health, but your mental health, and the way you feel about yourself, really, for the rest of your life. So thank you so much again for having me
Yeah.
on this show.
Yeah, I like to end
It's
with by
a
saying this.
pleasure.
Have you noticed yourself that there's a lot of in the ether, there's a lot of verbiage out there, new verbiage, frequency and energy, energy and frequency. We're changing the energy and the frequency and the vibration of the earth. It's coming.
Yes,
Okay. And it's going to be a
it is
combination of
coming.
things. Okay. Yes, we need to get, the right leadership in place without getting political, but the reality is we have to clean up everything. We got to clean up the air, the soil, the waterways, all of it. Okay, we have the technology to bring it back to pristine levels before Christ. And we're going to do that. But it's going to take, maybe 7, 8, 10, 12 years. And it takes a lot of people, not just one leader. It has to be a lot of committees doing the right thing so that we can move things forward to where they should have been, but they're not. And we won't get political again, but you guys know exactly what we're talking about. It was a pleasure having you. And by the way, don't forget, guys, the Quantum Summit most likely will be moved till sometime in May. We're going to release that date soon. She's going to be there as a speaker, and so will Dave Sandoval. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have about 25 speakers coming in from all over the world. And yes, we could fit every bit of about 1,000 to 1,200 people. And yes, we're going to be live on the airwaves, which means we're going to be broadcasted worldwide. And if that asset class called XRP that's about to take over the world, which is going to be the new and final Bitcoin 5.0 on steroids, happens to manifest, God forbid that happens, we may move the entire thing to a bigger venue because we probably won't have much of a choice. And yes, then at that point, we'll make the announcement how big the next place is. And most likely, maybe 3,000 people, who knows? And maybe I'll have access to 900 hotel rooms instead of only 300. It's going to be epic. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you again. Guys, if you like this content as much as I love doing this interview with Amy, get it out there to the world. Do your job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mal. You're amazing.